Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Welcome to It's Still Real to Me. I'm your host, John Kucher, aka Johnny Fashion. With me as always, Big Bad Harmon. What's up, brother?
I am celebrating National Drink a Beer Day.
Yes, it is that day. It is very much that day. Hey, what did you think of my brother? That was very Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Hey, brother.
No,
No, it wasn't good.
no,
You used to always say brother, brother. Hey, brother. No, all right.
no, no.
So, what are you drinking, man, for National Drink Beer Day?
I've got a Sam Adams Boston Lager open right now with a Shipyard Island Time in the Elimination Chamber.
Ah,
Uh,
good for you. Nice. I'm sporting a classic blue ribbon, a PBR,
Mother's Milk.
Mama's milk, baby. It's good. You know, it smells a little weird, but I think it's just the PBR.
It
So,
smells like hipsters.
kind of. I don't know. I bought it for some disc golf the other day, and then like a girl, I didn't drink all six of them. So, um, you know, they're
You
the
were
tall
really
boys.
concentrating on your game.
I played a pretty good round, not gonna lie. Pretty good round over at Carter's Disc Golf. Yeah, me and Jesse Hill teamed up and we took down some fools. It was nice. But yeah, I got six tall boys here, big cans, and made my way through I think like three of them. So the more I drink, the better I play.
Big cancer. I remember my first beer.
Want me to put a nipple on it? I like that movie. It's a good movie. I thought they were coming out with the second one, but
They're filming it right now.
that's what they've been saying about every movie those guys have ever made.
They've actually posted like pictures of everybody together, like on
Of,
set.
of what? Super Troopers 2 or the other one there?
Oh, Super Troopers 2. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I get all those Broken Lizard movies mixed together.
Yes. Yeah. See? Oh man. Let's do this. What do we got going on today? We're gonna talk a little recent news. Some interesting things going on with WWE. Maybe buying out TNA. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We can talk about that a little bit. And then you and I, we went up to Orono, Maine. We took the trip up to go see Limitless Wrestling's event called Past Your Bedtime. It was our first Limitless Wrestling experience. We talked to Randy Carver last week on the show, and the owner of Limitless, and it was a great episode. And we made our trip up there, and it was fantastic. So we're gonna get into that in a little bit. But first, before we dive in, let's do some quick plugs. You guys can check us out on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, wherever you guys get your podcasts from. Just go to the old search bar, type in ISR2M podcast, and you're going to find us. You guys can subscribe. You're going to get it every week that it's posted. You're going to get it automatically on your phone or wherever you guys do your podcast from. So that's the easiest way I do it. I go to the old iTunes. I know, Harmon, you don't have iTunes or anything like that, but
No,
I do.
I'm an Android user, and I go to either Stitcher. Is it Stitcher, or I have a Podbean, the Podbean app on my phone. So,
Yep, Podbean app, cool. We love Podbean. They're fantastic. They're treating us well right now. Really good.
They've been very responsive to our questions.
Yeah. Yes, they have. We like Podbean. We are going to be podcast of the week on Podbean's podcast or homepage on the, I believe it's the 3rd, 7th, whatever that day is, whatever that week is. That week, we are going to be, whatever that Monday is, we're going to be podcast of the week. So very, very cool.
Week?
Yeah, very interested in that. It's going to be awesome. Let's see. Obviously, we got to plug Limitless Wrestling. They've got an event coming up on the 7th. So limitlesswrestling.com. Go there, get your tickets. Front row's $15. General admission is $10. You will not be disappointed. We had a great time. We're going to get into how good of a time we had later, but
I've already got
promise you
our front row tickets bought.
Yeah, we're going to be there. We're going to be there on the 7th. Front row. Getting rowdy.
Everybody else.
Oh, man. That's right. That's right. Back of the bus. All right. Last but not least, patreon.com/ISR2M. That's our Patreon page. You guys can go there, give us a little bit of money and get some big rewards in return. So things like t-shirts, things like art cards, things like show notes, things like personalized video thank yous up on YouTube, things like for $2, you're going to be entered into our monthly giveaway, which is coming right around the corner, last day of the month. We're going to do the drawing and get in while you can. It's going to be fun. $2, maybe you'll get a Funko Pop vinyl. Maybe you'll get a WWE licensed poster. Trust me, it's going to be worth more than $2. I can assure you that. So no scams here at the It's Still Real to Me podcast. Not at all. So again, it's patreon.com/ISR2M. Go there, check us out. All right, man. Hey, how about this crazy WWE reportedly interested in buying TNA? This is like the year 2000 all over again with WCW. This is crazy talk.
Yeah, apparently TNA is having trouble coming up with the money to run their pay-per-view this weekend. What is it?
Yeah.
Bound for Glory? They're having trouble finding the funds to put the show on.
That's insane. Come on. You guys are on TV. Like, make it happen. Run a business. Run a business. I don't get it, man. I don't get why they're always in hard financial times. Like, run a business. I don't get it. They've got good talent. You know, they've just got to figure it out. Like, I just don't understand what their problem is. A lot of their, their stuff is pre-recorded. I get that, but man, like, they've just got talent and it's there, and they can't seem to make it work or get in a good enough draw to make some money. Obviously, not making money. So I'd be really disappointed if WWE bought them out. I think that there's a lot of talented people in TNA, and it's just got to click for them. I'd feel bad for guys like, especially Cody Rhodes. Like, I mean, Cody can go do whatever he wants, and he has been doing whatever he wants. But he just came to TNA, and then like WWE buys him out. Ugh, that'd be the worst. Guys like Mike Bennett, who have become TNA's mainstays now. Like, I would just feel bad for him, because I'm starting to like TNA, and I don't know. I feel like it's starting to get really good, and it'd be a bummer if WWE bought him out, because I feel like they would just do the same thing that they did with WCW. They'd kind of like gut it for all its parts, and then it would never really.
And that's the rumor. They really just want their library of matches, and then some select talent they would keep, and everybody else would be either broken up and shipped to NXT or just outright let go. So
yeah, I think that they wouldn't pick up. That would be a bummer. I remember when WWE bought WCW, and what came over from WCW was a joke. I mean, aside from Booker T, right off the bat, it was like, I don't know, Chuck Palumbo and I don't know, Jindrak, and like, it was just like the B squad, and it never really.
Yeah, Buff Bagwell was there for like a show.
Right. It just never came to fruition, and I hated it. And I would really hate for this to happen with TNA. I'd like to see guys like Mike Bennett do well, and I don't know what would happen with Cody. He'd probably just continue to do the indie thing. He was doing fine before he went to TNA. Obviously, he hasn't even debuted yet. So,
right.
It's interesting, but at the same time, I just hate how WWE just buys up the market, buys up their competitor. It's a tough pill to swallow sometimes. So,
I bet Ring of Honor is sitting around going, man, I hope TNA gets bought out.
I know they'd get a ton of guys. So, yeah, man, it's weird. I don't know. And these are just reports. Nothing's solid right now. We'll see what happens in the upcoming days. But WWE seems to be the front runner, and obviously they've got the money to do it. So it's just really how much they want to spend, and what they're going to do with it, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. So I don't know about you, man. Actually, I do know about you because we've kind of talked about it extensively off air. We had a fucking blast up at Limitless. It was so much fun. It was our first trip up there, and man, it was fun. It was great. The drive wasn't as terrible as you would think.
Yeah, you know what? It really wasn't. I was really bitching and complaining about it, but there's really only where I picked you up, there was really only like one long stretch on the highway. It was like an hour or so on the highway, but
right. Yeah, we stopped. We got a Whopper, and then we made our way up to Bangor. Checked into the hotel, the Motel 6. Wasn't as sketchy as we predicted. Still sketchy. Not gonna lie, still sketchy.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Yep, yeah.
Luckily, they used some bright colors in the rooms to make it not seem like a dungeon.
Yeah, on the pictures online, sure. Yeah. Then we went and picked up our good buddy Brandon. Big shout out to Brandon. Big thank you to Brandon for kind of, one, just attending the show with us, and then holding our bags and stuff. Like,
while we're out for being our bitch.
Yeah, pretty much. Big shout out to Brandon.
Brandon, hold this. Brandon, can you hold this? Can you push this button? He was our lackey, and he enjoyed it.
He did, and he was a trooper about it, and we thank him greatly. Yeah, man, we had a blast. We got up there a little early. We saw AR Fox in the parking lot. we shot the shit with him for a little bit, just kind of like
go to prowrestlingtees.com, look up his t-shirts, and you'll probably have an idea of what he was up to 2 hours before he wrestled. Just saying.
Yes. Well, we talked to him a little bit before the show off air, and then we actually scored a pretty good interview with him later on. So we're gonna play that for you later.
Super nice guy.
Just the best, like the best guy. And he was definitely not. He's definitely not shy.
We were nobodies up there. Nobody knew us. We didn't know a lot of the wrestlers, and he remembered us all night long. He kept coming over, checking in, giving us the updates on when he was going to be available. And it didn't happen before the matches. And he made a point to single us out afterwards to come get an interview. So super nice guy, super professional. It was awesome.
Yeah, just the best. We had a great time. And, like you said, we didn't really know a lot of the wrestlers there, and that definitely was no like disrespect to them. It was just our first time up there. Like, we didn't know. It was our first experience with Limitless. But man, like now that we experienced
we are in a geographical vacuum of independent wrestling. If we want to go see independent wrestling, we have to go down to Massachusetts, Western New Hampshire, or, all the way up North Maine. There's like nothing around us until next week.
Right, until next week, because Limitless is coming to Westbrook. So pretty excited about that. A little bit more close to home. But yeah, man, we went up and, we were kind of just hanging around. We didn't really know a lot of the wrestlers. The wrestlers that we did kind of know and we spotted, we spoke to and tried to get them over to us and kind of get some interviews. And, everything, it was before a wrestling event. So people are going over their matches and kind of, they're just getting prepared. And, they're setting up their merch and everything. So it's kind of hard for people to kind of just on the spot and be like, hey, got a few minutes for an interview. Some of them were, oh yeah, maybe in a few minutes. And then like, maybe those few minutes like never came, but, everybody was really nice to us. And again, like we didn't know a lot of people up there, and it was definitely no disrespect. So that's kind of why we didn't approach people, just because we didn't want to cross that line of, cause at heart, like we're still fans, we're kind of like inside it a little bit doing podcasts, but we're still fans. So an opportunity to talk to people or get that access, like we just don't want to interrupt somebody who's preparing for a match or kind of cross lines and stuff. So we were very cautious and kind of a little shy at first, but a big help. We see this big, massive guy walk through the door, super jolly, just introducing himself to everybody. He came right over to us and introduced himself to us. Brian Malonis. Kingpin Brian Malonis. I recognized him like once he introduced himself. I was like, Brian Malonis, yeah. And then I was like, Kingpin Brian Malonis, yes. I remember Randy talking about him, and I remember seeing a picture of him on Twitter. So he introduced himself to us, and just the nicest guy, like so nice. Yeah, so we got an interview with Brian Malonis, and he was taking on Flex Rumble Crunch later on that night. So we got interviews with both Kingpin and Flex.
Says. You'll have to hear what he says in the interview. Who he's wrestling. He says, "Yeah, Flex Rumble Crunch." And we're like, "Oh yeah, how's he? Oh, he's a jobber."
He's a jobber. Yeah. So we're gonna play those interviews for you in a minute, but let's talk about the match first. I thought this match really stood out to me, and I know it stood out to you because we just kept talking about it like as it was happening. Like, man, this is great. This is like the most, no disrespect to anybody else there wrestling on the card, but it was like the most professional like looking wrestling match. Like it was just like your classic big man heel versus.
And this match was right after the intermission, and Kingpin gets in the ring, Brian, and he starts cutting a promo on everybody in the place for not buying his merch. Nobody bought a t-shirt, nobody bought a picture, and he was mad. And the crowd was giving it right back to him, and he was nasty. He was a scary, mean heel. And he just said, "Bring out the guy I'm gonna squash." And some power rock music hits, and out comes Flex Rumble Crunch, who I don't know how to describe him. He has face paint like Warlord or
Warlord's a pretty good representation. He's got a huge beard, nicely groomed beard.
Beard, tall, athletic,
fit guy. Yeah, man.
6'4", probably 225, about right around there. Just lean, mean looking.
Mean looking guy, which is hilarious because both of these guys, Malonis and Flex, they were both like the nicest people to us. They were so freaking nice to us. And then they get in the ring and like Brian Malonis completely does a 180, turns into like the most badass heel I've ever seen. Like just great big man heel. Like you said, talking smack to the crowd. And he wrestled like a nasty heel too. And it was great, man. I thought the match was phenomenal.
I think it's funny. Like a kind of like a rock star, good guy. He was definitely the baby face. He was more of like the high power baby face. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. But he took a beating like this whole match, man. And it was classic. It was heel just beating on the face the entire match, and Flex would get a couple.
We didn't really explain it, but Brian Malonis is 6'4", 400 pounds. He's
a big dude.
He's the immovable object. So Flex had everything he could handle to just get the man down.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, let's play those interviews right now. You can see how fun these guys are and how they're just kind of ribbing each other. And then they go in there.
I apologize for Flex's part because I messed up a bit.
It's all right. We still got a lot. It's good. It's all good. Thank you for that. I like that you're just like beating yourself up over this.
I am. I felt so bad. I even tweeted Brian Malonis because we had talked about it in our interview, and he's like, "Yeah," he says, "I got interviewed this guy and he didn't get it." So I sent it to him. I'm like, "Yeah, I forgot to push record twice."
Nice.
I'm like, but it was on Flex, so it's okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're gonna play those interviews for you. So listen up. And we're back.
Wow, that was quick.
That was quick. Yeah, quick interview there. No, those guys are so fun, man. Holy cow, are those guys fun. They were two just awesome guys. Came over super nice. We were nobodies there, and they just came over, had a good time with us. Flex is like eating, like he's just getting ready.
Yeah. Hey, you want to be on the podcast? He's like, yeah, sure. He has to like put down his sandwich, put down his like tub of rice that he's eating.
Yep. Yeah, no, he was fantastic. And then, like after the show, we spoke to both of them too, just kind of, shot the shit a little bit. Harmon scored some 8x10s.
And Flex didn't want to take my money. He's like, no, man,
what a nice guy.
He was like, no, you just take it. I'm like, dude, take my money.
Yeah, take my money. You gave us a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a kid on the way. You traveled all the way to Orono for a wrestling show. I can't imagine it paid a whole buttload of money to drive all the way up there.
Yeah, but man, you know what? That's what these guys love, and it's fantastic, and we definitely appreciate it. That's funny though. Like even if even if he didn't come on the podcast, like that's a match that like stood out, and
really
like you would have paid money for like his autograph in an 8x10. Like you would have still been like, no, here's my money. You put on a great show, and you were like a super nice guy, and it's just great. Like I love when it goes both ways, man. It's fantastic. So those two guys definitely stood out for us. Kingpin Brian Malonis and Flex Rumble Crunch. Check them out. Follow them on Twitter. I don't have their Twitter handles like handy because I'm a loser, but just look for them on Twitter. Very easy to find.
You can listen to Brian Malonis every week on the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing.
Yes, that's true. He's got his own podcast. It's right there. It's fantastic.
And, referee Mike Crockett have a show. So
yep.
I've listened to it a couple times this week. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So, and like Kingpin is it's so funny. Like it's so different him in real life than what he is in the ring. I would not want to mess with either one of them though.
Kingpin's Brian Malonis' podcast. They have probably some of the best opening entrance music I've ever heard. It's a mashup of the Seinfeld intro.
Yeah. Nice. Cool, man. Well, that was those guys. And then, man, there were so many other.
One more thing.
Yeah, bring it.
If you want to, see a match, look up Sean Burke. That's Flex Rumble Crunch versus Diesel on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that existed. That's fantastic.
Apparently, he wouldn't shut up about it on the way home.
Yes, I do remember that tweet. That's funny. Oh man, man, there were some other great standouts at Limitless. Like I was blown away by the amount of talent. Like some of these guys, like we said, like we've never even heard of before, and not a lot of people probably have. But you know what? It's so very worth it because these guys like blew us away. One that stood out to me was a wacky character. Perfect gimmick. Probably my favorite gimmick of the night was Top Shelf Troy Nelson. This guy's gimmick is he's basically drunk. Like he's drunk. Like he's basically had like 1 or 2 or 3 too many. He stumbles around. He's got a velvety maroon robe.
He has a singlet, but it's not all the way up.
It's just so silly.
He's not fully dressed. His boots are untied. He's a mess.
He's a mess. He's a hot mess. You look at him and you're just like, whoa, what is this? And then, but bro, he got in the ring and he was doing some pretty nifty moves, man.
Yeah, he was fighting Scotty Wilde, and Scotty Wilde was thinking he's just gonna put a whooping on this drunk guy, and they were doing some serious like chain wrestling, some mat wrestling.
Yep.
And Top Shelf Troy Nelson was coming out on top, and it was driving Scotty Wilde crazy. He's like, who is this guy?
Yeah, dude, and I love Troy Nelson's like catchphrase, like, and I'll drink to that. Oh, genius, just genius, amazing. I was in awe of it. It was one of my favorite things of the night. I thought it was great, man. It reminded me of like a 80s like gimmick. I was like, he's got a catchphrase. He sticks to his character. He wrestles like his gimmick. He's not like just the gimmick outside the ring and then gets in and wrestles normal. Like, because I hate when that happens. Like, he's stumbling around in the ring. It's just fantastic. All around, it was great.
And he knows he had, like, never won a match. And after the first tie-up, he stops.
Collar and elbow tie-up, baby.
He asks for a microphone to tell everybody that was his first successful collar and elbow tie-up.
Oh.
And it was hilarious.
So funny. Oh, man. I love it.
He just tweeted at me that he won't be there on Wednesday because he's got a wedding with an open bar to go to. Just a wedding, he says.
Just genius.
Yeah.
Genius. Never breaking character. Oh man. Who else for you stood out?
Anthony Green and Xavier Bell, they put on a pretty good match.
Yep.
They were chopping the shit out of each other.
Yeah, those guys
There
were
was
great.
some,
They opened
there
up
was
the
some
mat
really
of the
good
show.
kicks in that match. Yeah. Anthony Green calls us dad.
Because
I'm not
brother
sure.
is overused.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna stick, but we'll go
I
with
hope
it for
so.
now.
For his sake. Yeah, I liked both of these guys. I thought they were both great. They were man, their wrestling was really great. I liked both of their jackets. their whole
Fantastic
thing.
jackets. I like Xavier
Fantastic
Bell's
jackets.
jacket a little better, but that's
Yeah,
just me.
the silver
Yeah.
jacket. Yeah.
The
No,
silver members only.
yeah. Yeah, Anthony Green was supposed to go against Chuck Taylor. Chuck Taylor was a no-show. I can't remember the story, slash tire or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Xavier Bell was supposed to fight
Tracy
somebody.
Williams, I think. Hot
Sauce,
Tracy
right?
Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he was riding with Chuck Taylor, so they didn't make it.
So, yeah. So neither of those guys made it. So Anthony Green and Xavier Bell squared off. And it was nice. Like Anthony Green before the match, like grabbed the mic and, kind of explained the situation that both their opponents aren't there. And, these are just going to be two guys under 25, like trying to prove something. And it was fantastic. Like it was a great opening match. It was high paced. It was intense. Like you said, they chopped the shit out of each other. I got a good suicide dive attempt by Xavier Bell into taking a super kick to the face. I got that on tape.
It was right in front of us, and everybody stood up and was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, I think it was the first match of the night, and it immediately got the first like "This is awesome" chant, which is great. And it really was. It was a great match. I mean, there's really nothing more to say about it. It was great. And I look forward to seeing both of those guys again. I know Xavier Bell, I think, is already confirmed for the 7th. I'm not sure if Anthony Green is, but I mean, I would definitely like to see both of those guys in action again. I was definitely impressed. Another guy that I really liked was Travis Flip Gordon. He fought Lince Dorado, the new cruiserweight in WWE. This was Lince Dorado's final independent wrestling appearance, and I don't think they could have found a better opponent for him than Flip Gordon. I was super impressed with Flip.
That was a really good match. It would have been better if they had tightened the ropes up before the match.
Yeah, it seemed.
They were fighting loose ropes all night long, and they just didn't get them tight enough. We talked to Flip later on, and I mentioned that he ran and jumped and hit the second rope, and it went all the way to the bottom rope. And he's like, "Yeah," he says, "I had to kind of tone it down after that."
Yeah, he's like, "I usually do more flips. I mean, that's my name." And I was like, "Yeah, no, we get it." Yeah. No, he was great. I got an 8x10 autograph from him. I thought I really liked his work. Had a cool chat with him. He liked my WrestleMania 2 t-shirt, as did Lince. Actually, both of those guys commented on my shirt, which I always take pride in. If somebody comments on my shirt that I'm wearing, I'm like, yeah, this guy gets it, I'm not just wearing like a John Cena shirt, Like it had a little bit of class. You were sporting the Cliff Compton.
I was sporting my Cliff Compton shirt.
Did you get any comments on your Cliff Compton shirt?
Not a one.
That surprises me. Being an indie crowd, I figured Cliff Compton, indie darling.
There was many Finn Balor t-shirts.
Many. Actually, our buddy Brandon was wearing a Balor Club. Nice job,
What
Brandon.
a mark.
What a mark. Nice. Yeah, I did see one John Cena shirt there, though. And I did laugh a little bit.
I did. And it's one that I actually own myself.
I own it, too. I just would not probably wear it to an indie show. I mean, I don't know.
No, mine usually gets worn on the weekend when I'm bumming around the house.
Yeah. Mine I wear for Halloween when I put my John Cena sweats on and go as John Cena because it's an easy outfit and it's comfortable because it's sweatpants. Oh man, who else? You know who I liked is I liked the Main State Posse. I liked their look. I thought that tag match was pretty damn good. They fought Brick and Bad, and I thought it was good. I really like their look. I think that they're going to be at the next one. And they definitely have got this grudge match coming up against Johnny Torres and Scott Wilde because they got
Yeah.
attacked by Torres and Wild later on in the night. But I thought Main State Posse was really good. I liked their look. I liked that one of them came out with a buoy. That was
Yeah,
great.
lobster trap buoy. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was fantastic. I like those guys. It was good tag team wrestling. I think that was the only right. That was the only tag team match on the card. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, it was good. I love tag wrestling, and so it was fantastic. What about you? Anybody else that you liked there?
Who else was there?
There was the 5-way match.
Oh, the 5-way match had a couple of good guys in it. Was it Tyler Nitro? Was
Tyler
pretty
Nitro was
good.
great. Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
else in that match?
Um,
Scotty Slade.
Scotty Slade was in there. Sully Banger. We've coined the Stinger
Sully Banger
Splash.
was in there.
Now
That's right.
we've
Sully
coined the
Splash.
Stinger Splash, the Sully Splash now, because we liked it so much. Johnny Torres was in that match, and then there was one other guy, the Irish guy.
Irish guy. He was a little too intense for me.
He was a little too intense for you. I liked him. I thought he was good. He did remind me a little bit of my buddy Jesse Wall. I liked him. I liked his intensity. Oh, I can't remember his name. That's really embarrassing, but I do remember his get up. He came out with a shillelagh, which was reminiscent of Finley. So that was pretty cool right off the bat. But yeah, I liked Tyler Nitro, man. I think the kid's like 22, and he's just got the look. Like he reminds me of like a weird hybrid Tyler Breeze. Who else? Who did I think of earlier? It's like Tyler Breeze. God, who were we talking about? Brandon and I were talking about this.
Rockstar. Spud.
Yeah, Rockstar Spud, Tyler Breeze, and like I think there's somebody else too. Like in there, it was just like the smug, like I mean he does the same like sitting up in the corner as Tyler Breeze, but I just thought he was good, man. He's young, he's got a good look, pretty good wrestler. He ended up winning that 5-way, but Scotty Slade put in a good match. Slade took it to the end.
That Irish guy, he had like a Deathstroke mask that was like green and white instead of
that was badass. Yeah. So yeah, man, that was a fun match. I mean, it's a 5-way, so it can get chaotic and kind of loose, but I thought they held it together pretty well, and it was a fun match to see, man. It was an elimination match, so every time somebody got pinned, they got eliminated, but it was great. I had a lot of fun with that one. Can't quite think of anybody else. Oh, Veda Scott and Davian were there as well. They had a match. It was pretty good, I thought. It was the only women's match on the card. But yeah, it was good. It was, it didn't like blow me away, but I thought it was good.
Yeah. What didn't blow me away? Veda Scott is way tinier than you think she is.
Yeah, I know. She was a peanut.
Yeah. She's like 5 foot nothing.
Yeah.
Just super tiny.
Yeah.
Another match was Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett and
I know Mike Bennett. He's TNA star. We haven't talked about him yet. Yeah. Jeez.
He fought a guy the Mind Eraser, Mike Grassa.
Yeah, I think it's Grassa.
He's an escaped mental patient.
Dude, talk about a guy that was like just into his gimmick. He never broke his character. He was great.
Yeah,
fantastic.
He had like lime green hair. Came out carrying his straight jacket, not wearing it because his straight jacket was like his blankie. He didn't want to let it go.
Yeah.
But he fought like crazy. I mean, he got his face bashed in, but yeah, he fought like crazy.
I liked his
Bennett came out and cut a great promo.
Yes.
Was just shitting all over Maine. I mean, it is like a 4-hour drive once you get into Maine to get to Bangor. So he thought, I'll take a booking in Maine. It's only a couple hours from where he lives in New England. But no, once you get to Maine, it's another couple of hours driving.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal for those guys who are coming from out of state. So, but no, it's funny.
There's really only one road to get north in Maine, and it only, goes so far too. So
yeah. Of course, the crowd is chanting like where's Maria? His wife Maria. So, I mean, I thought that would probably happen, but Mike Bennett had a great answer for it. He was like, telling the story about how he was like, signing on to come up here, and then he asked her to go, and she said, "Hell no," and everybody's like, "We don't blame her." Like,
Right.
it was pretty good, man. It was a great promo. So,
Yeah.
And it was a good match too. I mean, Bennett's ripped. I mean, he's just ridiculously just cut.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see, a
Dude.
TNA star in person and see him there. Tweeted out after that he enjoyed. He did make a nice little jab about the drive, but he said, something along the lines of, I'm just paraphrasing here, but great event, great opponent, like terrible drive or something like that. So
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was a good match. I think that's probably it for me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, of course. Well, yeah, because we're gonna get into AR Fox because we got a lot of AR Fox to get to. But yeah, the main event: AR Fox versus Ace Romero.
Anything goes.
Man,
They had
anything goes,
man,
man.
full of goodies.
It's true. Yeah. AR Fox comes out with a friggin' Guitar Hero guitar, like around his neck, which did not benefit him bringing that, because he definitely took that off the face later.
And it did not break.
Yeah. Yeah, it did not. It was just solid. So, yeah, man, there was everything in this match. There was trash cans and ladders and just all kinds of crazy shit that they hit each other with. What's that?
And AR Fox ran up a wall.
He did. Oh my God, yeah, he ran up a wall. It was like kind of like a sliced bread #2 kind of a deal. But he like ran up the side of the Legion Hall and just like freaking nails Romero. So, dude, it was it was fantastic. They beat the shit out of each other. And man, that hardwood floor, I mean, there's no padding around that thing.
No padding around the ring. I mean, the ring's not as tall as a regular ring. It's probably only a foot or so off the ground, but still.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was a great match. I thought it was great going into it. So this was a rematch. Ace won the first one, and so this is kind of like AR's, revenge here. He ends up going over, as we kind of talk about in the interview. So, but yeah, man, I was super impressed with both of these guys. I thought they both brought it. I mean, I've watched their first match a few times now on YouTube, and it's a great match. But like, man, being there, nothing is like being there. Like being there, watching it live. It's an anything goes match. There's all these weapons. I thought it was a fantastic match. So
yeah, I have no idea how they're going to top that for their third match.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. They're going to do a third. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'd like to see if they can get their hands on a cage and like build something. That would be kind of cool. They'd have to find a building that's tall enough to have a cage, because I feel like AR's almost hitting the ceiling, jumping off the top rope. And if he's gonna jump off the cage, then it's gonna need to be a taller building. But man, they might do something else. I don't know. Maybe an Iron Man match or something. We'll see. Man, there's so many options. So, but yeah, that's definitely in the near future at some point. But yeah, anyway, man, we had a great talk with Fox after. What a cool guy, interesting guy. So why don't we just go ahead and we'll just play that interview now, and then we can talk a little bit more about it after. But so here is AR Fox. Pretty much like I'm going to say 10 minutes after going through this war with Ace Romero. So enjoy.
Yeah, it was probably a little longer than that, because we were out there shooting the breeze with.
No.
Yeah, we were out there shooting the breeze with Brian Malonis and.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So,
yeah, so probably like a half hour, maybe at most. I'd say it was pretty.
We had time to go unwind for a minute.
Yeah, that's true. So, all right, guys, check out this interview with AR Fox. Enjoy. So that was AR Fox. Whoa, what a nice guy. Super nice. Like,
and he had like they were disassembling the ring.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah, some of the
outside
background
and
noise, like it got a little loud, like near the end, because they're like taking the ring down and like bringing it outside and then bring it downstairs, and people are like constantly coming up to him and saying like, hey, like thanks, it was a pleasure to be on the same, on the same card as you, pleasure to meet you, because AR Fox is like he's a pretty big deal, like out on the indie scene. I mean, I know he's like
he's definitely a rising star. He's been around for a while now, and he's fought everybody. It seems like,
yeah,
and he's going places. So keep an
yeah.
eye out for the whole Foxen show.
Yeah, we definitely know those places. We can't talk about those places, but keep your eyes peeled because he's going to be popping up here pretty soon, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So, but yeah, man, it was such an honor to kind of meet him and just especially talk to him, especially when he could have just not, he could have just been like, oh, I don't have time, I got other things to do. I mean, the guy had to fly back to Atlanta, and so, but like you said at the beginning of this podcast, it was just he kind of went out of his way to keep coming over to us, and like he's really apologetic for like not getting to us, and then and then finally he came over and it was good to go, and he didn't really have to do that. I mean, I didn't think that we'd get an interview with him after the match. I mean, I'm again like going back to like kind of not wanting to cross lines. Like I wasn't going to ask anybody for anything after their match. I mean, that's just really rude. They just put on a show and they're probably tired and want to unwind. I'm not going to be that asshole to be like, hey, I know you just like got hit in the head with a guitar. You want to try and put 2 words together for my podcast? Like, I'm not going to be that guy. So, but he offered and he just was like, hey, do you still want to do it? I'd love to do it. And you want to. And I even said that to him. I was like, you don't have to. I mean, you just went through this war with Ace. I mean, and he's like, no, let's do it. Let's do it. So it was great. He was fantastic. Like I can't get over how nice he was. And I love that when people who you see on TV or you see like just, in a ring and you're in the crowd and then they turn out to just be like an awesome person when you talk to them. So
yeah, wherever you are, if there's some independent wrestling shows going on, try to get to them because you're never going to get closer to the wrestlers than at an independent show. I mean, they're going to be sitting around at merch tables trying to sell you their stuff. They'll chat you up. They'll talk to you. We didn't get an interview with Lince Dorado, but we were over there. We talked to him for what, 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah. He was telling us all about how
super nice guy.
Yeah.
We were telling him like when you get to the main roster, you got to talk, man. You can talk because the guy speaks perfect English and he's cool as hell to talk to.
Yeah, he was great. He cut a good promo too, like in the ring, like after the match, like kind of thanking everybody, and that was cool to be a part of too. This is his last independent, wrestling show, and we kind of got to see his final hurrah speech, and it was a nice big thank you, and like
he really put
typical,
over
like,
Flip Gordon.
Yeah, he put over Flip, and he, follow your dreams kind of a thing. Like it was great. And he said the funny thing he said to Flip, which I think was really cool. He was like, he said something along the lines of like, you're going to like where I'm going or something like that, or you'll be where I'm going soon or something like that. And that was just like such a nice thing that he said to Flip, because Flip is pretty amazing, and I can definitely see him on,
I
like
can see him in like next year's Cruiserweight Classic if they do it.
Yeah, I mean, I could easily see him on NXT. I mean, he's just really good. So it was nice for Lince to kind of, promote him a little bit.
Fox in a Cruiserweight tournament too.
Yeah, totally. Oh, totally. Yeah, I can see like a lot of those guys. I was like, man, these guys would fit in perfectly. So, what else?
But no, it was the best time. And it was $10, $10 fucking dollars.
Yeah, man, you're not gonna get like any like you're not gonna get better entertainment for that. I mean, hell, man, you go to the movies nowadays, and it's it's more expensive than that, and and then you throw in like popcorn, soda, all this shit. I mean, it costs like $30 to go to the movie, and it's an hour and a half. This event was long, man. There's a lot of matches. I mean, we didn't get out of there till after 11, and it was $10. It's so worth your money. It's great entertainment. These guys are putting in. All these guys, they, most of these guys, have, jobs and stuff, and they do this because they love wrestling and they're trying to make it. It's like, pay them back, man. Like they're putting on a show for you. Like they're
showing up there. They're helping put up the ring, take it down. You know, they're helping put up the signs and put up chairs, and you know, these guys are working for their money. So, you know, spend the $10, $15 going to these shows. You know, pay the $5 for an 8x10. You know, they'll
Yeah.
sign it with whatever you want, and it's awesome. I got 3 different pictures. I got a Lindsay picture, Rumble Crunch. I got Brian Malonis's autograph, and I put them right in my book with the rest of my autographs.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got Flip. I got Lindsay. They, they'll sign, like you said, they'll sign whatever you want. I got Johnny Fashion. You know, it's great. They sign.
Yeah, I
They
got Big
sign.
Bad Harmon on mine.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's personalized.
Bought
It's
a couple of
fantastic.
pins from Veda. I bought a pin from All Good Anthony Green.
All good. All good, Dad. Nice. Yeah, so again, guys, if you're listening to this and you want to see some awesome entertainment, October 7th is Risk It for the Biscuit. It's Limitless's, the newly announced, like they just announced it like 2 days ago. And it's a quick turn. You know, it's like 9-10 days away or something like that. So it's on October 7th. It's at the Westbrook Armory in Westbrook, Maine. Not sure the time yet on it, but I mean, it's, evening time, probably around 7:30, I'm assuming. But yeah, tickets, front row, $15. Get them if you want them. Get them soon because they sell out fast. And then general admission is $10. Definitely cannot plug this enough. Like it's a great time. You're gonna love it.
Right, and then Limitless Wrestling is again having a show up in Bangor at Bangor Fest on October 29th called Who Watches the Watchmen.
Great name. God, I like that name so much better than Risk It for the Biscuit, but that's a great name.
And yeah, they're gonna have Eddie Edwards up there. I'm not sure who else is gonna be up there.
Yeah, I don't know. But let's talk about who's gonna be at Risk It for the Biscuit. Got some big names at Risk It for the Biscuit. I'm gonna say Risk It for the Biscuit like 100 more times on this podcast. Donovan Dijak's gonna be there. Ring of Honor. Ace Romero coming back, hot off his loss. Gotta I don't know. Gotta get back in the winning column there. Brian Fury's gonna be there. JT Dunn. Yep. Xavier Bell is gonna be there. We love Xavier. He's gonna be there. It'll be fun to see him again. Yeah, so it's gonna be a great time. So got some star power there. It's gonna be fantastic. So, Harmon, anything else from you about Limitless? I thought it was just so good. I can't stop talking about it. I've been telling everybody about it. So
yeah, yesterday when I found out they're having the show in Westbrook, I went around at work telling everybody, and they were like, "Yeah, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, "No, but it's so much fun. Let's go."
Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah. One thing I do want to say is big shout out to Randy Carver. Big thank you, not only for coming on the podcast last week, but also for allowing us to come up early and kind of come in ahead of time before the crowd got in there and, try and get some autographs and stuff. So big shout out to Randy. Definitely appreciate.
Yes. Thanks a lot, Randy. You were very accommodating to us. And we were super awkward because we didn't know what we were doing.
True.
It won't be as bad next time if you let us.
Yeah, because we know some of these people now. We made friends and we've seen them in the ring, and we can go up to them and say like, "Hey, you're the Main State Posse. What's up? Let's talk." Like, we just didn't do that because unfortunately, and it's our bad. We didn't know. Like, we didn't know who people were, and so. Because it being our first time,
Main Street Posse, we need to get their reaction of what happened last time too.
We got to be on the cutting edge, gotcha journalism here, breaking journalism. This is great, kayfabe journalism.
Right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So that's pretty much all I got for Limitless. I think it's a good show, man. I know we did like 2 Limitless shows podcasts right in a row, but I can't get enough of it. It's great. So
you know what? Even if you're not a wrestling fan, you should go to these shows. Are you a fan of people watching? You will meet the most interesting people you have ever met at the wrestling show.
Yes.
So
yes,
it's a win-win for everybody. You want to bring your girlfriend, but she doesn't like wrestling? She'll love this.
You know what? Don't bring your baby though.
Don't bring your newborn baby who's still nursing and sit in the front row.
That was probably my only complaint about this event is that there was a baby in the front row. like at 11 o'clock at night.
Xavier Bell
Okay.
and Anthony Green were doing commentary for the main event. Xavier Bell had to get up out of his chair, run across to the other side of the ring, and get this lady with a baby out of the way because they were not moving. And
it's an anything goes match. The main event,
and AR Fox were just swinging weapons at each other and dropping each other on ladders and using every bit of surface they could get on.
Yeah.
So they were not moving, and he had to go like, move them. Please get out of the way. Yeah. Please get out of the way. Please get out of the way.
Yeah. So like, don't be a terrible parent. Like take your baby someplace else. Don't put your baby in harm's way. Come on. That really bothered me. But other than that, everything else I was over the moon about with Limitless Wrestling past your bedtime. So, and I look forward to Risk It for the Biscuit on October 7th. So, cool, buddy. Harmon, you want to get into some quick plugs before we get out of here or what?
We plug stuff?
I think so. Oh. We plug our own show, which we can find on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, or you can go to smarkandmark.com right from the source. That's our website. You can find our podcast there. You can find Harmon. Can we find any good push, bad pushes there?
Nope.
I mean, we can, just not any from this decade. So
yeah,
Harmon
nothing from last month. Nothing from last month.
Yeah, we got to get back on the good push, bad push. So, but anyway, yeah, check us out there. Go to all those places: iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. Search ISR2M Podcast. You're gonna get us. Rate, review, subscribe. If you subscribe, it's gonna just pop up on your phone every week when we upload it. Immediately, it'll pop up, and you won't even have to deal with going to a site. It's just there, listening to it on your drive into work or your drive home or whatever. Also, we've talked a ton about Limitless Wrestling, but again, if you want to go to the show on the 7th or the show on the 27th, I believe it is.
29th. The 29th.
What is it? 29th. Sorry. Go to limitlesswrestling.com. Buy your tickets. 15 for front row, 10 for general admission. Also, go to patreon.com/ISR2M, and that's our Patreon page. Throw us $2. Give us a little $2 thing, and we'll enter you into the monthly giveaway. You're going to either get, maybe a DVD, maybe a Ring of Honor DVD, maybe a Funko Pop vinyl, maybe a WWE poster. I don't know, just all kinds of swag that we got laying around. We get tons of swag. So we're just looking to give it away. So you enter it in, it's $2, and then we choose it at random at the last day of this month. So what else? Also,
go to Johnny's YouTube channel and watch his unboxing videos.
Yes, that wrestling club unboxing videos and WWE merch unboxing videos. Yeah, check me out there. I don't have like a cool like URL or anything. I still need more followers.
Nope, just search for John Kucher.
Yeah, or Johnny Fashion. I've officially changed it to Johnny Fashion now, but that's all right.
Oh, sorry, I just gave out your
I guess. I don't know. I definitely did a little revamping of it since Justin made fun of me for how boring it was, and you yelling out boring every time I mentioned my YouTube.
Boring!
Yeah, there it is. It's not as boring anymore. I've made some playlists. It looks a little better. I've got some links to, the Twitter and, I don't know, other sites. So, yeah, it's shaping up. It'll be a thing soon. I don't know. It's all right. Anyway, Harmon, where are you at on Twitter?
At Harmon316.
Fucking right you are. God, look at you. It's just like good Twitter, man. Is Kevin Owens still following you?
Sure is.
You know who's not following me?
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho has blocked me for some unknown reason.
You're a dick.
I'm not a dick. I'm like the nicest guy in the world.
I'm the dick.
Yeah, you're the asshole, and you get all these followers. I don't know what I did to Chris Jericho, but Chris Jericho has blocked me for some strange reason, and I don't know why. I can't figure it out. The last thing that I tweeted at Chris Jericho was after SummerSlam when he had that little confrontation with Brock. I said to Jericho, or I just even tweeted about Jericho. I said, Brock Lesnar has two moves, the German suplex and the F5, but Chris Jericho is the man like of 1,005 holds or whatever, and like that was it. And That was the last thing I said to Jericho. And he blocked me. Like a coward.
Ridiculous.
Ugh, like a stupid idiot. But I don't know. The at ISR2M podcast Twitter is not blocked. So boom, Chris Jericho. I can see your stuff there. But anyway,
until he figures it out.
I know, because I'm sure he's listening to this podcast. Anyway, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Johnny Fashion. You guys can follow the show, like I just mentioned, at ISR2M Podcast on Twitter. That's podcast Twitter. You guys can follow Smark and Mark on Twitter at @SmarkandMark_PW. And I think that's about it. That's about it for the old Twitter.
Yeah. Just one more time, you can listen to Malonis and Crockett on the wrestling podcast about nothing.
Yeah, good show. Good show. These guys are great. So cool. All right, Harmon, what do you think? What do you think? Think this is good?
I'm going to finish my beer for National Drink a Beer Day. And
you haven't finished that thing yet? Jeez.
I'm on number 2, so.
Oh.
Wow. I started number 2.
Nice. Good for you. Good for you. All right, man.
The Island Time IPA. It's delicious. Try it.
Nice. Nice.
You have tried
yeah.
it, right?
I might have another PPI for bed. Huh?
I
brought a
couple of those Island Times up. You tried one.
Yeah, they're good. They're good stuff. Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Peace out, y'all.
Bye.